Send it back up to Jake Digman here for fight number 3.
The following contest is in the RFO middleweight division, and it is brought to you by the commemorative 10-year RFO t-shirt, available on sale right now for only $10. Introducing first, making his way down the aisle into the blue corner, please welcome Marcus Keuchler.
Moving on here now in the middleweight division, Marcus Keuchler, 1-1. Saw him back at Big Guns 18 in March. Took a loss against Justin Patterson, submission via Maracana, and won his first fight in 2014. So it took, a couple of years off before he came back in. Coming out to some Tame Impala, which I'm a fan of.
Yeah, he came out real strong, submission via strikes. The one thing that he's got going for him is that submission via strikes came in the 3rd round. He knows what it's like to go 3 rounds. It is imperative for amateurs to understand what 9 minutes feels like. You can train all you want in the gym, but when your adrenaline's through the roof and you got a crowd and the lights are on you and you got an opponent looking to rip your head off, and there's our ring card girl with a Snuggie on, you've got all these things, and that is absolutely imperative to understand what 3 rounds feels like.
Exactly, and one of the other things I noticed about Keuchler is he appears to be more of your prototypical middleweight, 6 feet tall, 185 pounds, and those are a lot of guys. Middleweight is one of the divisions where you get a lot of guys that look like linebackers a lot of times.
Yeah.
I think back guys like Brian Rogers, guys that are fast but hit hard.
Brian Rogers is your quintessential middleweight. Could he have gone to welterweight? Could he have gone to light heavyweight? But no, he's a middleweight. He is 185, and just these guys are stacked, and that is, like you said, they are your linebackers. They're not going to be super tall. They're not going to be, super short, but they're just going to be stout, and they can hit you.
And another guy to think of is Yoel Romero.
There you go.
A guy that has just been obliterating guys as we have Jake Digman bring out the opponent here for Marcus Keuchler.
And his opponent making his way down the aisle into the red corner, please welcome Tim Clark.
And Tim Clark, 28 years old, made his MMA debut just 5 weeks ago, and already you took a loss, a submission in just over a minute, and already getting back in there and saying, you know what, let's run this back. I'm going to, try a mulligan, get my 2nd fight under my belt here. How do you feel about a guy coming back this early in his career, just a month after taking a loss?
From personal experience, I love it. And this was the advice that was given to me. I lost my first fight by armbar. I lost my 2nd fight by decision as we look at the tail of the tape here. Both guys evenly matched as far as height goes, age about the same, record.
And you see that win, I think it may be the X factor there, the win under his belt for Marcus Keuchler, although it was, 3 years ago.
Yeah, but as I was saying, the advice I got was, hey man, you lost your first fight by armbar. You lost your 2nd fight by decision. You're improving. Keep going.
Exactly.
So there's no reason to hang it up for 2 years. I mean, if you did so, that's great, and that's, maybe a good strategy, but hey, you're improving. And that's the advice I got. And then, not to toot my own horn, but I went on an 8-fight win streak. So it was, the advice I got was, hey man, you're doing better. You lost by armbar, you lost by decision.
I think, the point is a lot of times guys can learn a lot more about themselves from a loss than you ever could from a win. And, getting maybe a loss under your belt early on, it takes the pressure off a lot of times of guys. You see guys that go 8, 9, 10, and 0, and they feel the pressure starting to mount.
It's cliche, but you're 100% correct.
Tim Clark now in the cage. We're going to send it back up to Jake Digman for the official introductions.
The following contest is in the RFO middleweight division, and it is brought to you by the RFO 10-year commemorative t-shirt, available on sale right now for only $10. Introducing first in the blue corner. He fights out of Westerville, Ohio. He weighed in at 185 pounds, representing Master Roshi Academy with an MMA record, 1 win, 1 loss. Please welcome Marcus Keuchler. His opponent in the red corner, he fights out of Ashland, Ohio. He weighed in at 183 pounds. He represents Rec Room Athletics with an MMA record, 0 wins, 1 loss. Please welcome Tim Clark. This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, and when the action begins, your referee is Mr. Victor Ventresca.
Middleweight action here at RFO Big Guns 21's. Marcus Keuchler in the white trunks, Tim Clark in the black. Victor Ventresca is the referee for this one.
And Marcus just looks physically bigger. Even though both these guys weighed in at 185, he just looks physically bigger.
See him throw that jab and follow up with that straight right hand, both landed. There's a big overhand from Keuchler, now trying to get the fight to the ground, and does. Already in side control here. It's Clark looking to grab hold of his head.
And Tim Clark comes out of Rec Room Athletics. Boy, talk about a blast from the past. That has been a martial arts studio that has been around forever and a day.
And we've seen some articles in newspapers about kind of the resurgence of Rec Room down in the Mansfield area.
Yeah, Cody Stevens got a letter from his state representative because he opened up his own gym. But the folks that came out of Rec Room, that actually the promoter, Matt Trukovich, he was the one that started Rec Room way back in the day.
Exactly. We see, though, Marcus Keuchler, though, on top here, inside control, looking to try to land some ground and pound. And I was kind of surprised to see him take the fight to the ground that early after he landed a couple of shots on the feet. But now looking here for this Americana. And John,
right now
from that position, did it look like he had the submission there, or?
Well, I think Clark right now has a good opportunity. If he can get his hips out, he can either get his back or he can get back into full guard. But right now he's in half guard. He's taken some punishment, but there's no reason that he should not be able to use his hips and get back to full guard.
And Keuchler still on top here, though. It doesn't necessarily seem to be super heavy, though. Doesn't look like he has kind of that wrestling background, as you see a lot of guys will have heavy hips on the top.
Right,
a lot of times.
His hips are a little bit high right now. He's looking to get to full mount. He keeps going for that Americana, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it. His hips are just too high right now.
Interesting that's actually the submission that he lost his last fight with. And now I guess maybe saying, hey, I might want to try one of those out myself. You'll see a lot of guys, especially young guys, early on in their careers that might find 1 or 2 techniques that they really like, and they'll keep going for it. You see him here again looking try to isolate that left arm of Tim Clark, has his knee on the shoulder. 30 seconds left to go here in round number 1 as Marcus Keuchler has controlled the first round of this fight.
Yeah, I don't think Marcus has done too much terrible damage, but if I'm a judge, at this point I got to give him 10-9.
Has that gift wrap now on the right arm of Tim Clark. And again, back in side control. Good positioning, though, on top here from Marcus Keuchler as he looks again to try to finish this
And he's
submission.
trying to get in a full mount, and he gets full mount.
And the referee looking here close.
Yeah, Victor Ventresca was looking close, and he's going to tell him, hey, guys, round's over. And classy sportsmanship by Marcus helping Tim Clark up. We mentioned in the previous fight, one of the reasons I love mixed martial arts, sure, you get your rivalries, you get your talkers, your Conor McGregors of the world, you get your actual legitimate rivalries that go on, but, when at the end of the day, nobody called your mother a whore, nobody kicked your dog. These are just 2 guys testing their skills against one another. That's it.
Take a look here at the replay of the first round. Here is Keuchler throwing some big shots through that big overhand, and then this is where he gets that takedown, just a body lock takedown here. Body lock trip takedown.
Yeah, and I think one of the things Clark made a mistake there is he tried to wrap up in the kind of like schoolyard headlock. He went over, he exposed himself, he was a little too light on his feet, and Marcus was able to take him down.
Just wasn't able to get those hips out fast enough to get the sprawl there. And then Keuchler spent a lot of the rest of that round on top looking for submissions and ground and pound. I think we got to figure Keuchler is up one round here heading into the second round. And one of the interesting things is, again, the matchmaking of this card. Young guys, it's near impossible to match guys evenly earlier on in their career. Third fight, all 3 fights have gone into the second round here at RFO Big Guns 21.
And here we go.
Victor Ventresca gets him started here for round number 2, and Keuchler now coming out southpaw here in round number 2. Straight left hand lands on the beard of Clark, and now Keuchler ducks under and finishes that double leg.
Yeah, and I think Keuchler, in between rounds, his corner said, listen, you've got the advantage on the ground, keep it.
Now in half guard here. Clark doesn't necessarily have the leg grapevined. Be interesting to see if Keuchler able to pass this guard here, as he just able to pass it without even really trying there.
Yeah, that was way too easy to get to full mount.
Clark looks to be a little bit of a fish out of water here on the ground.
Yeah, and right now Marcus he keeps going for that Americana.
It looks like he may finally have it here. What does he need to do, John, to finish this?
He needs to put more weight on his right elbow. You don't want to get it extended. You actually want to get it closer to get that submission in there.
Almost think of trying to put the guy's elbow in his own back pocket.
Yeah, that's the way to look at it.
Now Keuchler's postured up, throwing some big shots here. May try to finish this fight with strikes on the ground, but once again slows things down, again going for that same submission.
Yeah, at some point, you know what, just finish this fight. Go.
And needs to get that, you see that right elbow needs to actually.
And that's it.
Tapped.
And we got a tap.
Good job by Marcus Keuchler, staying aggressive on that one submission.
He wanted that from get-go. And again, a very classy move by Marcus. He helps his opponent up. He's not, taunting him. He's not doing anything like that. And right now, these two guys are talking, and based on their age, 28 years old, I have no doubt they're probably going to go have a beer after this fight.
That's always the best part. Marcus Keuchler now 2-1 here. We look at the replay. We saw him try to look for some ground and pound to open up the submission opportunity.
And I want to see if we have an actual tap, or if the referee just jumped in. I think we're going to see an actual tap. There it is.
Yeah, we did see the tap on the right shoulder. Yep. Good job, though, by Marcus Keuchler. As we mentioned, now 2-1 on his career. Bounces back from an Americana loss in his last outing and gets the win here this time. Send it back up to Jake Digman for the official result.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Victor Ventresca calls a stop to the action at 1 minute and 26 seconds of the second round, declaring your winner by key lock submission, Marcus Keuchler.
Did want to mention key lock and Americana, the exact same thing. So we kept saying Americana, they said key lock, it's the same thing.
Tomato, tomato.
Being all shy. Here with your winner, Marcus. You hit him with the Americana. You out-wrestled him the whole fight. Was that part of your game plan?
Most of it was, yes. I just was kind of hesitant of keeping it on my feet just because I have a wrestling background, but other than that, just try to take him to the ground and breathe on top and continue my method.
Yeah. The technique was beautiful. You stayed tight the whole time, kept looking for the key lock. When you're persistent like that, it'll always come through. I've met you a few times. Every time I see you, you're with your dog. What's her name, man?
Shinron. It's the Dragon Ball Z.
If you guys see a little dog run around, it's his dog. Everywhere he goes, he's got her with her. What's next for you, and what do you guys say to your fans that came out to see you?
Just training more, get some money, and then hit the gym. Continue running, get my dog big, get myself big, and hopefully I'll be back in the octagon pretty soon.
Let's hear it one more time for your winner, Marcus Keuchler. Great fight, man.